All right, guys, we are going to do the last little notes for section 3, our slope intercept. So let's remember what we did. If you remember, slope at a graph is rise over run. So how did it move up or down? And then how did it move over? Okay, so looking at our first one, it says line R. Okay, so I'm going to highlight them as we see them so you can see a little bit better. So here is line R. Is that one of my special ones, right? Is it Hoy or is it Vux?
It's Vux.
Vux because it's vertical, which is undefined. So that's where he got undefined from. Okay, so line R is going to be undefined. All right. Now let's look at line S. So I'm going to get rid of that one. Where is S? It is this guy right here. All right, so looking at it, I need to see how my points are changing. Okay, I'm going to zoom in. So looks like, how are we getting from one point to the next each time? Down one, and then over one, right? Every time it's down, over, down, over. So how do I say down? How do we say down? Negative, good. So we're going down one and over one. So that's going to be -1 over 1, which we just call it -1, right? All right. Let's check out line T. Up here. So looking at this one, zoom in to help us see it. So where do we see a cross section? I see one happening here, and I see another one happening here. Y'all see that? Where it's like evenly crossing through two lines. So did I go up or down? We went down 2 and over 3. So remember, to say down, we say negative, right? So our slope's going to be -2 over 3. So we went down 2, which is -2 over 3. That fraction can't simplify, so that one is done. I'm going to put Vux in parentheses up here so you know what this is from. Not quite. All right, now we are going to look at, what is it, line V. So here is V.
It's going up.
It is going up, so we know it's going to be a positive slope this time. So here's 1 point, and then we have another one right here. Do you agree? All right, so did I go up or down? Tyson said up. We went up how many?
2.
We went up how many?
1.
You went up 1. You went over 2. So what's my slope going to be?
1, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2. Positive 2.
Try again.
Positive 1.
1/2. The 1 over the 2. It's okay. 1 over 2, like that. Okay, line W. Where is that? That's this guy on the corner. All right, let's zoom in and find some spots. It's like this is a point, and this is a point. Will this slope be positive or negative? How do you know that? Good. We're going down how many? 2. And we're going over how many? 1. So down 2 and over 1 is -2 over 1. So what is this slope? What's -2 divided by 1? -2.
-2.
There you go. There you go.
Miss Douglas, you can find the shooter, the school, the threats. Ooh, that.
Oh my
God. I'm talking about Jordan. I've got.
All right, questions about your warm-up?
Yeah, I'm lost.
Okay, so rise over run is how we do our slope. What letter do we usually use in like slope intercept form for the slope? For just the slope part. M. Remember? M is how we move. If you had an equation of a line, y equals mx plus b, x and y are at any point on there. M is how it moves. That's your slope. B is where you begin at the y-intercept. Okay, so all of my slopes are the M. Nope. All right, so this is just kind of a reminding you. The slope-intercept form of a linear equation is y equals mx plus b. We just said that. M is slope, b is the y-intercept. Remember, I say M is how we move, and b is where you begin on the y. Okay. So looking at this graph, if we have negative 2x plus 7, then negative 2 is technically negative 2 over 1. So this slope went down 2 over 1. We always read left to right. And then we started at the plus 7. Nope. So each time I move from a point to the next point, it went down 2 and over 1. Down 2 over 1 every time. Okay? That's what makes it a line, because it's a constant rate of change. Begin on y. Yep. All right, now we're going to write an equation in slope-intercept form for the line with a slope of 4 over 7 and a y-intercept of 5. Okay, so we want it in slope-intercept form. So we want mx plus b. That number 4/7, is that going to be the m or the y, the m, the x, or the b?
Y.
4/7. What is that?
B.
It's the Y. It's the B. It's the M.
It's the slope, guys, right?
M.
Which is my m. Okay?
Yeah, I said.
Oh.
Slope is our m, and our slope is 4 over 7. It gave that to me. All right, we have another number up here. We have a y-intercept of 5. So what is that? What letter? Is that the, so we already used M. Is it the Y, the X, or the B? It's where you begin your line. So our B is going to be 5. We begin on Y. So we're going to have Y equals M X and then my B, which is positive 5. That is our equation. Okay. You will never change your Y or your X. Okay. You will never change your Y or your X. That's what makes it a function. That's showing you can find any point on the line by plugging in an X into this equation and getting the corresponding Y out of it. All right. Okay. We okay? All right, the last one on this front page, that is not in slope-intercept form. What form is that in right now?
It's regular.
Kind of. It's another word for regular, actually. It starts with an S.
Similar. Same.
S, D,
Subtraction.
A, N, D. Standard. This is standard form. So it was kind of like regular form. Okay, so standard form is when your X and your Y are on the same side together. Okay? Okay? So that's what's happening right now. It wants me to rewrite it into slope-intercept form. So it wants me to rewrite it to where y is by itself. Okay, so here's my y. Okay, I need to move 11x over, and I need to move the negative 4 over. We're going back to like chapter 1 right now. Okay, so how do we get the y by itself? What are you going to move over first before you divide? Subtract my 11x. Subtract 11x to the other side. Okay, you have negative 4. Y equals, it is not. Does negative 2 have an x? No. Okay. So all we did was move it over, and I moved it in the front, right? Because if I want slope-intercept form, I want my x to be first, right? mx plus b. Okay, so I moved it over, the x is leaving my equation. Is y by itself? No, what do we got to do now? Divide each piece by negative 4, yes. Divide each piece by negative 4. Because negative 4 is what's attached to the y. And that's what we want to get rid of. Okay, so y is finally by itself. Does negative 11, negative 4 simplify? One thing kind of does. Not the 11 and the 4, but negative over negative is going to make it a positive. So this will be 11 over 4x. And then negative 2 over negative 4. Again, negative over negative makes it positive. And 2 over 4 is the same thing as 1/2. Technically, you could put 2 over 4, but I'll tell you on any kind of state testing that you're going to do, it would be written as 1/2. All right, so there's those bottom 2. We okay? All right. Ready for the back? All right. Does anyone still need any of this? All right. Here we go. Graph a linear function with a slope of negative 3 over 2 and a y-intercept of 4. Okay? So where do I begin my line? Is it going to be at negative 3/2 or at 4? It is at 4. Good. This is your B. Okay? You're starting at a y-intercept of 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Because it told me.
Oh, I'm looking at the wrong thing.
Okay. Okay, so there is my y value of 4. And how am I going to move from this point? Yes, this is our slope. This is our m. To be negative means to go down 3 and then over 2. So 1, 2, 3 over 1, 2. There's my spot. Okay, do it again. 1, 2, 3 over 2. I do it as many times as I can for it to fit in the graph, so you have like the most exact line that you can get. You can also go backwards by going up 1, 2, 3 and backwards 2. Like that. All right.
Wait.
What's that?
I'm confused.
On what part?
Everything.
No. This is a full week on this. You can't say that. Do you know why I put the green dot at 4?
No.
Okay, so a y-intercept of 4. It told me that?
Yeah, I know that.
Okay, so that's what the green dot is. The green dot is the y-intercept. No, you're okay.
I wasn't paying attention.
And then the slope of negative 3/2 means to go down 3 and over 2. All right, you're going to ignore me. I guess I'll just ignore you too. Save my breath.
Okay, I get it now.
What's wrong? Okay. All right, my next one, y equals 2. This is special, right? It's just a one variable. Is that hoy or is that vux? It's hoy, right? Because it's the y equals. So is this going to be a vertical or horizontal line? Horizontal. So find where your y is 2 and go horizontal like this. All right. So this is a horizontal line at y equals 2. The slope is 0. All right, write an equation in slope-intercept form for the graph. So we're going from the graph to the equation. What is the equation? Hold on, just what's the equation at once? Y equals what? Okay, y equals mx plus b. We need something to put in the spot for m and something to put in the spot for b. Okay, what is 4?
The B.
The b is 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. How did you get that? Because you looked at your y-axis, and it is crossing over at 4. Yes, so that's our b value. Our b is going to be 4. I think so, yeah, down 2 over 1. Is that happening every time? Yes. So to say down 2 and over 1, negative 2 over 1, which is just negative 2. So now we have the pieces to write our equation. So it's going to be y equals, what's going to come first?
X. Oh, y equals -2.
4.
Negative 2. That's my m. X, and then what? And then my 4. Okay, remember, this is my m. This is my b. So that is our final equation. I know.
Oh, that was a negative 2.
And she's smart with it, right?
Maybe it's just like 3 questions. How many questions? No, but it's 12.
I feel that.
All right.
I'm not saying.
All right, jobs. Here we go. The number of job openings in the United States during a recent year increased by an average of 0.06 million per month since May. In May, there were about 4.61 million job openings in the United States. Write an equation in slope-intercept form to represent the number of job openings in the United States in the months since May. Okay, very confusing, right? You just need to know, we need to know where did we start and then how did it change, okay? So where did my jobs start? How many jobs did I start with? How many jobs did I start with in May? Yes. There were 4.61 million jobs in May. That's your start. That is your B. Okay, remember B is where you begin. We begin with 4.61 million job openings. Okay, your M, how you move, how you change. How did the jobs change? 0.06 million per month. Okay, that keyword per month tells you how it's changing. Okay, miles per hour, right? Dollars per hour. That shows a change. I'm changing this much by this amount of time. Okay, so that tells you it's your slope. So we're changing, and did it increase or decrease? Yes, it increased. So we know it's going to be a positive number. If it said it had decreased, I would have a negative number. Okay, so this is how we change, and this is what we started with. So we started with 4.61 million jobs. It increased, which is why we're positive, by 0.06 million per month. So how am I going to write my equation? Yes.
4.6.
There you go. Yes. Good job. Good. So when it comes to word problems, I know that gives you a lot of information. You're looking for two pieces. What did I start with? And then how did I change from there? Okay. So we got one more word problem, and that's what we're going to look for. What did I start with? And then how did I change? Okay. Here we go. Social media. In the first quarter of 2012, there were 183 million users of a popular social media site in North America. The number of users increased by an average of 9 million per year since 2012. Write an equation that represents the number of users in millions of the social media site in North America after 2012. All right, two things we need to know. What did we start with and how did we change? Okay, so we started with 183 million users, right? Will that be the B value, the Y, the M, the X, or the B? This is going to be our B value. Good. Now, how did it change? Increase by 9 million. 9 million. Can't talk. Increase by 9. Is that going to be my Y, my M, or my X? That is my M. Good. And I heard someone say, is it going to be a positive or negative? It will be positive because we're increasing. All right, so let's write our equation. Y equals.
Y equals 9x.
There you go.
Plus.
There you go. Yeah, this is a stamp. Yep. Just make sure everything's out on your desk. All right, this is a stamp, so make sure it's out.
Say it right. It's mine. Get mine.
Can you get mine?
Can you get mine, please? This is the one with the scribble. Yeah, the one that says Mario.